Today is February 3rd. President Donald Trump has enacted tariffs of 10% on Chinese imports and 25% on Canadian and Mexican goods, causing international concern. On Polymarket, with a trading volume around $17,000, there's a 95% chance these tariffs will not be removed before March 1st. Tulsi Gabbard's nomination as Director of National Intelligence faces scrutiny. On Polymarket, with over $1.7 million traded, odds indicate low Democratic support and mixed Republican opinions on her confirmation. Romania's presidential election on May 4th, following annulled November results, sees Călin Georgescu leading with around 38% support. Polymarket trading volume is around $100,000, reflecting interest in the election outcome. Now, let's dive into today's stories in detail. President Donald Trump has signed executive orders imposing a 10% tariff on Chinese imports and a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. These tariffs, effective February 4th, aim to combat fentanyl smuggling and illegal immigration under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. This decision has sparked significant international concern. Canada and Mexico have promised retaliatory measures. China plans to challenge the tariffs through the World Trade Organization. This development echoes Trump's earlier tariff strategies, which strained relations with China and disrupted NAFTA. The use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act for tariffs is unprecedented, and it may invite legal challenges. Market speculation indicates a strong expectation that these tariffs will remain unless significant diplomatic negotiations occur. The market opened on February 2nd, reflecting investor speculation about possible policy reversals. Trading volume spiked due to uncertainty surrounding Trump's historical use of tariffs as leverage. The odds heavily favor that these tariffs will remain in place, with around 95% likelihood they will not be removed before March 1st. On Polymarket, trading volume has exceeded $17,000, and odds are skewed towards a no response, reflecting a belief among traders that Trump will not remove the tariffs soon. Sentiments on X show uncertainty and speculation about the tariffs' implications. Some analysts highlight potential negotiations, while others focus on the punitive nature of the tariffs. Traditional news outlets report Canada and Mexico's retaliatory measures, including 25% tariffs on U.S. goods. China's response is more cautious, with plans to approach the WTO for redress. The implications of these tariffs could lead to trade tensions and economic disruptions. Retaliatory tariffs from Canada and Mexico may escalate into a broader trade war. China's measured response indicates potential prolonged conflict in trade relations. Future scenarios may involve further tariff increases or a shift towards negotiation if economic pressures mount. Let's move on to the next story. Tulsi Gabbard, nominated by President Trump for Director of National Intelligence, is facing intense scrutiny. Her confirmation hearing highlights past controversies like support for Edward Snowden and meeting Syrian President Assad, raising doubts about her suitability. Gabbard's shift from a Democratic congresswoman to a Republican backing Trump adds complexity. Senate Republicans, including Mitch McConnell and Susan Collins, expressed skepticism, signaling she needs full GOP support to counter expected Democratic opposition. The Polymarket is showing high activity, with over $1.7 million traded, reflecting uncertainty. Odds show low Democratic support with mixed Republican opinions. Senators like Ernst may back her, but McConnell and Collins are wary. On X, users question Gabbard's qualifications. NBC and CBS note her hearing intensified Republican doubts. This skepticism makes her confirmation uncertain. If confirmed, Gabbard would lead the intelligence community without formal experience, raising concerns about handling national security. Her path to confirmation is tight. Losing a few Republican votes could mean rejection. The story underscores political polarization affecting future nominations. Gabbard's outcome could set a precedent in cross-party nominations. Let's move on to the next story. Romania is gearing up for a significant presidential election on May 4th. This follows the annulment of the November election due to allegations of Russian interference. The Constitutional Court's decision has sparked debates about electoral integrity and foreign influence. Călin Georgescu, an ultranationalist with pro-Russian views, led the annulled race with 38% support. His candidacy raises concerns about Romania's ties with NATO and the EU. The Romanian government has responded by tightening regulations on social media to curb foreign meddling. Recent developments include setting new election dates with a possible runoff on May 18th if no candidate secures a majority. These events have fueled discussions about Romania's political future and the rise of nationalist politics, a trend seen across Europe. On Polymarket, there's high activity around the election. Since January 17th, trading volumes have risen, reflecting public interest in the upcoming vote. As of February 3rd, the volume is almost $100,000, with Georgescu leading the odds at around 38% in polls. Social media users on X express mixed feelings about Georgescu. Some support him, while others worry about election integrity and foreign interference. Georgescu's controversial remarks and the annulled election have been hot topics. Traditional news outlets focus on the procedural aspects of the elections. They emphasize the government's efforts to ensure fair play and highlight potential fines for social media platforms that break the rules. The upcoming election could lead to a deepening polarization in Romania's politics. If Georgescu wins, it might affect Romania's international alliances, echoing a broader nationalist wave in Europe. Yet, increased voter turnout might favor moderate candidates. And before ending, a word about our sponsor. As a startup founder, finding product market fit is your top priority. But landing bigger customers requires SOC 2 or ISO 27001 compliance, a time-consuming process that pulls you away from building and shipping. That's where Vanta comes in. By automating up to 90% of the work, Vanta gets you compliant fast, opening doors to next-level growth opportunities. Whether you're closing your first deal or gearing up for growth, Vanta makes compliance easy. Get $1,000 off at vanta.com/notboring. That's vanta.com/notboring for $1,000 off. Each of the stories we covered today is ongoing and may change dramatically. For updates and detailed odds, head to polymarket.com. That's all the news that's fit to predict. This is me, Packy McCormick's voice, signing off. May the odds be ever in your favor.